Hello. Well, it's Christmas morning, and while the bird roasts in the oven, I'm making this video, although I won't upload it for a couple of days because I don't want to spoil people's holidays. But I do want to remind you all of something that happened just a couple of weeks ago. A creature called Sheriff Shekat rampaged through a Strasbourg Christmas market with a gun. And while yelling that Allah is the greatest, he killed 3 people and left another 13 wounded. I don't know how ill the wounded are, but I'll bet some of them are spending their Christmas in hospital, and I send my wishes to them for a good recovery. A friend of mine was injured in the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester. Her collarbone was smashed to pieces, and now she has very restricted use of one of her arms. She was a horse rider and a trainer. You may imagine what effect this disability is having on her livelihood. You don't just get knocked over by such injuries and then get up like they do in the movies and move on. These things stay with you. They stay with your body and they stay in your mind. The people who were killed in Strasbourg, of course, they're staying dead, and their relatives are probably not having the most amazing of Christmases right now, are they? My thoughts go to them as well. So, after the shooting, hundreds of people gathered in Strasbourg's cathedral to seek comfort. The Archbishop, Luc Revel, said, "Evil does not prevail." I'm sorry, I shouldn't make fun of him, but then he says, "The message of Christmas has not been contradicted, but rather confirmed by Tuesday's dramatic night." I beg to differ. He continued, "Evil and good are both there, but in the end, the good will have the last word." I beg to differ on that too. His definition of good and evil seem to be slightly subject to interpretation, don't they? Maybe I'm being a wet blanket here, but I don't see good having the last word for the 3 dead, and I don't know about the wounded either. I shall repeat what I said in another video in another way. Good will have the last word only if people are prepared to speak up in its defence, if people are prepared to fight for it, if people are prepared to define it as good. If you stop people talking about the good and if you ignore the evil because it's not polite to talk about it, then evil will have the last word. Look, you can decide what good is sometimes. Any Islamic historian, for instance, will tell you that the very best thing that could have happened to Arabia and to Persia and to all of North Africa and to Afghanistan and to Indonesia and Bulgaria and Albania and Spain too was that Islam conquered all of those countries. As far as the Muslims are concerned, that was good prevailing. Prior to that, most of the people in those countries I just named were under the evil influence of Christianity or Buddhism. Well, did good prevail in those conquests? I'll leave it up to you to decide, but I suppose that would depend on where you're living. But whatever it was, it happened because the people defending what they defined as good were defeated by another lot of people who had a different definition. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. And if you wish to donate, it's through PayPal at grannyopteryx@gmail.com. Till next time.